Hello all you YouTubers, this is Wallington Filming, Painting and Decorating, Trade Secrets, and today I'm going to show you how you go about burning out one of these old metal paint kettles, okay? This one in particular is one I've used before, as you can see, and the more you use it for painting, the heavier it starts to get, okay? So it gets to a point where it's just, by the time you've put your paint in it, it's just getting too heavy for using. So what you have to do with this, when it gets to this point, is you've got to burn this paint out to the point where it's back to the bare metal, okay? So obviously this particular one here has been used in oil-based paints, so this is quite flammable. Paint is quite flammable, so this is going to help to burn this kettle out. Right, so when you come to doing this procedure, just make sure you're in a safe environment where nothing else is going to catch fire, and preferably do this when your kids are not about, so they don't get the idea of using fire or burning anything, okay? So what we've got here, I've got a concrete surface here, and it's out of the way of anything flammable. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you the procedure for burning this paint kettle out. So anyway, put it on a concrete surface. You're going to need some newspaper or just some paper to get it started. Okay, so screw that up, put that in there. You're going to need a bit of terps or white spirit. So tip a bit of this in over the paper, and just tip a bit in so it covers the bottom of the kettle. So when you finish using that, you want to get this right out of the way, okay? And also you're going to need preferably just a bit of copper piping, because when it starts burning you need to be scraping that around, and just put some old shoes on, okay? So let's get started. Let's have some fun. What you got to do is light the paper. Like so. There you go. And also make sure if you're doing this in your back garden that nobody's got the washing out next door. Okay. So what we're going to do, just going to leave that burning for a short period of time, and I'll show you what happens next. Guys, this has been going for a few minutes now, and as you can see around the edges of the kettle, it's all burning away. Okay, like I say, do this in a safe environment, make sure you put your terps out of the way, and you've just basically just got to leave this burning to the point where the flames have nearly gone. Alright, and when that happens, what I'll do is come back to this and show you what you need to do with your copper pipe. Alright. Okay, you guys, as you can see, flames have gone out now. Okay, so what you need to do is just get some form of rag or put a gardening glove on, okay? And just bear in mind this is still going to be quite hot because it's a metal kettle, so watch you don't burn yourself, okay? And all you got to do is just scrape off, bang, we're trying to do now is get all the paint that's burnt away. Okay, you're not going to get this done in one hit. You might have to do this 2 or 3 times. So let's do that. Like I say, bear in mind this is still going to be quite hot. Okay. Kids, don't try this at home. So as you can see, still red hot in here, and is quite a lot of burnt paint in here. Okay, so just tip that out. Just tip it out on the path where you are. And get as much paint. As you can see, I'm starting to hit the wet paint underneath now. Tap out. And you might want to also try just using a normal kitchen knife as well. Right, as you can see, most of that paint has been burnt away out of that kettle now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to repeat the same process. Okay. Now the reason we do this to the old metal paint kettles is, you know, you can do this year after year. Keep doing this procedure, and this kettle will probably last you like 15-20 years. Okay. The alternative to this is using these new plastic paint kettles, but bear in mind, as these fill up with paint, it can become quite difficult to get that dry paint out of these plastic kettles. It is possible, you know, you just peel away the edges and pull the dry paint out. There's a whole unit pulling it out, but you know, this will probably not last you as long as a metal paint kettle. These get cracked and broke, so you know, it's entirely up to you whether you want to go with a metal paint kettle or a plastic one. So what I'm going to do now is just repeat the same process. Like I say, dip a bit of terps in there. That sort of helps to keep the flames burning and burn away the existing old paint out there. Get yourself a bit of paper. This time I'm going to start lighting the paper outside the kettle. As you've seen before, it seems to take a bit of a while to catch light. Okay. And just be careful, you're dealing with fire here at the end of the day. Okay. And just leave this old paint that you've been burning out, just leave it on the path until it's cooled down. Don't put it in your dustbin or anything like that. Okay. There you go. Like I say, I'll probably need to repeat this process 2 or 3 times to make sure it's fully cleaned out. So what we'll do now, we'll just leave that burning away and come back to that in a few minutes time, okay? Right then, you guys, as you can see, I've burnt this out 3 times now, right? Burnt this out 3 times, and I've left it to cool down as well, okay? So, right, what you need to do now is get yourself one of these sanding pads, okay, and just basically give it a good sand out. Now you could probably see there's still some slight bits of hard paint on this bottom here, but you know, that's quite adequate for using to repaint again. Now I'm not going to bother trying to get these final bits out the bottom because I'll probably be at it all day. So what I do, give it a good sand the handle down. Yep. Also, just give it a quick bit of a rub on the outside. Right then, just get yourself a tub of water to wash this kettle out. Also, it's probably advisable to have this tub of water sitting around in case you get any problems. At the end of the day, you are using terps and burning out the kettle, so just have that at one side just in case you get any problems, but you shouldn't do if you follow the instructions. There you go. And just put your kettle in. Give it a bit of a wash. Okay. And as you can see, compared to when I first started, that's pretty good now. So what I'm going to do is just leave that to dry now, and then I'll show you the next process. Okay, so just wash it out, give it a good clean, and just tip it upside down and leave that to dry, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Right, okay you guys, so that's all been burnt out, sanded off and washed and left to dry. The next thing you need to do is, for the final stage of this before you can reuse it, is basically just get one of your brushes out of your brush mate box or whatever you use, and just give it a really light coat of either gloss or emulsion, okay? Right, I'm using a bit of a dry brush here. I mean, you don't really want to be tipping a lot of paint in here because you're just sort of defeating the object, isn't you, really? So I'm just using a really dry brush here. Just what I'm doing is literally sealing the kettle up, so when you come to reuse it on your next job, you're not going to tip paint into that straight away as it was, and it's going to be sealed up. You won't get no bits going into your gloss. Okay, so as you can see, a dry brush. Okay. And that's roughly all you've got to do. I've just put a thin coat from a relatively dry brush, which has probably been in undercoat or gloss, oil based, and I'll just give that a light coat up on the inside. So once that's dry, I'll leave that to dry for 24 hours or whatever, and that's ready to use again. Okay, and that's how you burn a paint kettle out, ready to use for your next job. Okay, so just follow all them procedures and you should be okay. And like I say, the final stage is just give it a coat of undercoat or gloss on the inside, and once that's fully dry, you're ready to go, and that'll last you a good few months before you've got to repeat that procedure. Okay, so I'll just leave that to dry. Wallington filming, painting, decorating, trade secrets. Thanks to all my subscribers, and don't forget to subscribe yourself and give us a thumbs up. If you leave us a comment with your email address, and I'll respond to your comments. Okay, thanks for watching, and until next time, catch you later.